In the last few days, I have shown you various tools, open source and also closed source, where you can run AI generated code in your local system. It is all good and great, but what about the security and how you can be sure that you are running that code safely and securely? In this video, I am showing you a tool which is an open source and free tool, AgentRun, which is probably the easiest and fastest way to run AI generated Python code. I will drop the link to its GitHub repo in video's description, so have a read through. But let me give you a quick rundown of this tool and then we will install it on our local system and then play around with it. So primarily, AgentRun is a Python library that makes it easy to run Python code safely from LLMs with a single line of code. Built on top of Docker Python SDK and restricted Python, it provides a simple, transparent, and user-friendly API to manage isolated code execution. AgentRun automatically installs and uninstalls dependencies with optional caching, limit resource consumption, checks code safely, and sets execution timeouts. It has 97% test coverage with full static typing and only two dependencies. The thing is that giving code execution ability to LLMs is a massive upgrade. And when you are running AI agents, you're really not sure what exactly they are going to run. So, for example, if you are pulling out the financial data, or if you are doing some operating system level configuration, you have to be sure that whatever you are doing is safe and secure, and there won't be any harmful or untoward effects. So that is where I believe that executing trusted code in a secure environment is always a good idea, because executing untrusted code is dangerous and full of potential foot guns. So that is why I am very in favor of tools like this AgentRun, which should be embedded in AI agents in my humble opinion. So there are various features of this AgentRun. For example, it allows you safe code execution. It gives you an isolated environment. You can also configure resource management. So for example, you can set how much compute resources the code can consume. It can also set the time limits. It can also do the dependency management, as what dependencies are required or allowed to install, especially with pip. And then you can also set your um, caching by caching any dependencies in advanced. It also does garbage cleaning or automatic cleanup. It also comes up with a REST API, which is always a good idea, so that you can run it with standard calls. So there are two ways of installing it. One is through pip and the other one is through REST API. I think we will go with the REST API, which is a recommended one. So let me take you to my local system, and I am running Ubuntu 22.04, and this is where I am going to run it. One prerequisite which you need to have is Docker installed. So let me clear the screen and show you my Docker version. Should be the latest one. It is close to the latest, so that is all good. Let's clear the screen. And now let's start our installation. First step we need to do is to git clone this repo which I just showed you, and I'll drop the link in video's description. It's a simple git clone command. That is done. Let's go to our directory which we have just cloned, agentrun dash API, and then if I do the lsltr here, you will see content. So we need to rename the environment file, which is .env, this one. Let's clear the screen and then simply just make it .env.dev, and let me also quickly show you the environment. So this is just a container name because it is running the container. Let's exit from here. That is done. And now not only you need a docker, but you would also need the docker compose. So all you need to do is to simply do the docker compose dash up. And if you don't know how to install it, I have done few videos where I go in great detail as how to install docker and docker compose. And docker compose is running. It is going to download all the layers of the images, and then it is going to install all the requirements, and that takes a bit of a time, not much. It's not that heavy. So, and you can see that it is already done, finished. It has installed a lot of things here. So your full-blown REST API is running now for agent run, and there are various ways you can run your code which you get from LLM, and let me show you on their GitHub repo. So first way, you can run it through this code just by fetching it through localhost, and you should have port 8000 open, and then whatever code is, just put it here. Or if you prefer the terminal, you can use a curl command by this, and of course you can use it remotely. I'm not going to touch the pip one because that's a bit harder. Now there are few other examples which it has given, like you can use OpenAI assistant tool, grok request, and then you can also run these steps. For example, you can define your Python function, and then there is an example where you are using grok's API key to use it from grok, and you're just defining the function, sending the code, and then it is just setting up the function call to your LLM of your own choice. And there are a lot of examples which you can follow through as per your own use case. So uh, the purpose is that once you have this REST API installed, which agent run, you can run any LLM code by just using curl or any Python code. That's it. I will drop the link in video description. Play around with it. Let me know how you go. I think it's very, very early. So if you encounter any bugs or issues, open the issue in their GitHub repo. Hopefully they should be able to respond. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're already subscribed, then please share it among your network as it helps. Thanks for watching.